Hey, this is Matt once again. What about another video? This is another maybe short video we'll see. Another request for Gia. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, topics, commenters, reviews, re-reviews, reactions, and it could be randomness, any out of the blueness, feel free. You just send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both things are down below in the info box. And Gia brought up a topic. I wouldn't say it's random because Gia wanted me to talk about my feelings on Hugh Jackman's performances as Wolverine, as well as what do I feel about him never wearing the costume. I guess it's appropriate because recently the news broke that Hugh Jackman is returning as Wolverine in Deadpool 3. And believe it or not, I'm actually interested in it. I know I'm the guy that talks about nostalgia and using nostalgia and everything else. There's always you know how much I've been complaining about Marvel, how much I've been complaining about Disney. Very, 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 very low expectations. Even in my very, very, very cynical nature, I'm still somehow hoping, with as little hope as possible, that this will be the exception to the rule of the recent crappy Marvel Disney shit. Because there are times there are exceptions. Look how crappy DC has been. I think Zack Snyder's DC films suck. Justice League, both cuts, including his overrated cut, sucked in my opinion. Man of Steel sucked. Batman v Superman sucked. I did like the Batman. I did like Joker. I hated Birds of Prey. But Shazam I didn't mind. But those are the exceptions to the rule. A lot of crappy DC, but not every single one of them. It's been a lot of crappy Marvel Disney. I hope Deadpool 3 will be the exception. Because I liked Deadpool 1. I loved Deadpool 2. I thought it was much better. I'm hoping Deadpool 3 will... And it's like... in all fairness, it would be nice to see Hugh Jackman one more time. Because the last time as Wolverine was a very depressing affair. I mean, I liked Logan, but it is a depressing as fuck movie. And the fact that, you know, X-Men died and Wolverine got sick and Charles Xavier died the way he did, I didn't like that aspect of it. I liked the performances, I liked the look, I liked the action, the gore. I didn't like the story. It just, I get what it was going for, but I can't say the way Charles Xavier went, it's depressing as fuck. So if this is the last time we see Hugh Jackman and he's having fun being a badass, and if they do keep... I've heard Deadpool 3 will be still R-rated. If they keep that and the last time we see Wolverine is a fun way before the MCU redoes their X-Men shit. And Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds seem like they play off each other fairly well in interviews. If you bring any bit of that, it might seem a bit of a repeat with Cable, but I mean with Wolverine, I can't lie and say I'm not interested to see what happens. I'm very curious, and I do hope it turns out. I remember back in the day shitting on Captain America. What, Chris Evans? What the fuck? And then I really enjoyed those Captain America movies. So I hope this is the exception. I hope this is a surprise. It may not be, but I hope. Give me something to hope for, guys. Come on. Give me at least a little something to hope for. I don't hope for... There's a lot of dog shit. I don't have a lot of hope for a lot of shit. Give me that little bit of hope. But the topic, Hugh Jackman, I always liked him as Wolverine. I thought he did a good job. I don't like some of the later X-Men films, but that's not because of Hugh Jackman. And the Wolverine films, the problem is not Hugh Jackman's performance. X-Men Origins Wolverine... I don't hate it like other people do, but it's very milquetoast. It's very meh. If I watched that film, I probably wouldn't be ranting about it. It'd be like, it's disappointing because there was so much more potential. And they dropped the ball. I think they picked the wrong director, they pussified on the rating, it was much more of a product than a movie. I mean, it's called X-Men Origins Wolverine, because they were going to do X-Men Origins Magneto and X-Men Origins this. They didn't. It disappointed. Might not have been a flop, but it disappointed at the box office. And it's like, you guys, you, that film wasn't natural in any way. I liked, what's his name, is Sabretooth. I didn't mind him. God, I know his name. Liev Schreiber. I didn't mind Liev Schreiber as Sabretooth. Damn it was forced in there, and then he never came back. The story, wonky, and it's just cool opening going through the timelines, but pussified rating, PG-13. They just try to make it more standard when it should be much more unique. And its violence, its gore, its grit, its even its story. It was too bland. That was the problem with the first Wolverine. The second one was like, you got ninjas in here and you still fucked it up? What the fuck, James Mangold? And I don't even know if I would say... People say that's better than the first. I don't even know if I would say that. I think that's even more disappointing because you had a second chance and you blew it. And you had ninjas in the mix. And you still fucking blew it with this shitty, giant silver fuck. With all this, and Logan is the best of the three. Hugh Jackman is not the problem issues with those movies performance-wise. Now, behind the scenes, as producer, I don't know what he said yes to, what he said no to. But I did, and in that first Wolverine, the way they did Deadpool and Ryan Reynolds was really shitty. I mean, that's the thing. There's a lot of bullshit in those. But like I say, Hugh Jackman's performance was never the issue. I'm glad he got over Dudley Scott. Dudley Scott was going to play Wolverine, but then Mission Impossible 2 got delayed in filming, so he had to say no to that to finish Mission Impossible 2, and I bet Dudley Scott thinks about that all the time. I bet Dudley Scott, when he heard the news of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, I bet he punched something. Punched the wall, punched the mirror, punched himself. But that fucking Mission Impossible 2, which, to be honest, no one remembers that fucking movie. If you like the film, that's cool. I think it's one of the least interesting John Woo films and Mission Impossible films. I like the first film more. I like the third film more. I definitely like Road Nation and Fallout more. I like it more than Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, because I think that's the worst one in my opinion. But I like 1, 3, 5, and... Wait, 1, 3... Yeah, 5 and 6. So there's been 6 of them now. Yeah, 1, 3, 5, and 6 are the ones I like. 2 and 4, not so much. But 2, I'd rather watch 4. Anyway. And no one, even if you like the film, no one remembers his fucking bad guy. No one remembers Dudley Scott. They remember him jumping with Tom Cruise when both their fucking chests would cave in and shatter, but that's all people remember. I bet Dudley Scott, but I think we got the better deal because I think Hugh Jackman does a better job. I will say Hugh Jackman picks a lot of shitty roles, because how many roles outside of that was worth a crap? Not a whole lot. I'm not saying none, but you had your, what was the Rock'em Sock'em Robots movie, and I forgot what the hell that was called. Real Steel. That was really lame. Peter Pan film he did that no one watched. No one gave a shit. Van Helsing. Sally's like, what, one of the better ones? You know what? I could watch Van Helsing as a time waster, but it has a lot of issues. I could watch as a time waster nowadays for B-movie dumb fun, but there's a lot of issues, including it has one of the worst Draculas in movie history. But Hugh Jackman's performance works. In the first X-Men, it worked very well. He had the look, he had the feel, the presence, the voice worked well. You bought him as tough. When he said bub, didn't sound corny or stupid. He was good in his movements. He had the roughness quality in the first one, especially X-Men 2, as much as his PG-13, with the way he's taking out people in the mansion, yelling, screaming, just... You bought it, it didn't look silly, it didn't look foolish, it didn't look ridiculous. It didn't sound ridiculous. He didn't make his voice like Christian Bale's Batman. you bought it. And you could tell he kept himself in shape, and he was committed to it. You could tell that he loves playing the character. It's not like Daniel Craig, I hate being James Bond. You can tell he loves being Wolverine, Hugh Jackman. And you can see it. And his performance of Logan is fantastic. It's a great performance. Showing his age and his pain and what happened and being cynical, understandably so. And then being a protector of this girl. He works... Even X-Men 3, when he became the kind of unofficial leader, maybe that's the outside character for Wolverine for some people's eyes, but I like X-Men 3 for what it is. I like X-Men 3 The Last Stand. I can watch it and have fun with it. You know, the first X-Men is there, it's okay. X-Men 2, I do think is the best X-Men film. X-Men 3, I think is fun. After that, the X-Men films, and then again, his Wolverine films should have been a lot better. A lot better. The first X-Men, again, the first Wolverine's not that good, but sadly I've seen a lot worse, but it was just too bland. And then The Wolverine was really disappointing. I do not like that film at all. That to me is actually my least favorite of the three. Because you had a second chance and you blew it still. Yet, how you fucked up Wolverine fighting ninjas? Well, this is how. That's unacceptable. And then... That's why it makes me curious with Deadpool 3 what they could do with Wolverine. If they have any amount of the action, which they might not, because the director of Deadpool 2 is not coming back, which is a mistake. I think they should, if not, get the guy who directed Day Shift. I mean, I know who they got, and the director I don't really have much faith in. Sean Levy, is that his name? They need to do Night of the Museum. I don't really have hope for him doing a fucking Deadpool movie. So, I don't know. Hopefully get some people that know how to do action scenes. I would say you gotta have some good action scenes. Wolverine really going to town. There's gonna have to be a fight scene between Deadpool and Wolverine, and maybe Deadpool's taking chunks off, but then Deadpool can't die. There's gotta be something. But it makes me curious as to what they will do. What they will do. Unless they do some fucking giant troll job where he's in it as a cameo and then poof, never mind. But I don't think they'll do that. Although part of me, if they did, part of me would laugh because that'd be the ultimate fucking troll job. But I'd be like, oh, you assholes. But yeah, Hugh Jackman is not the problem. He's not the issue with any of those movies. He does do a good job. And as for him wearing the costume, in a deleted scene in the Wolverine, there's a case and there's a costume in it. I would say this. Well, they will never see this video. People making Deadpool 3, if you're bringing Wolverine in here, you gotta have one fucking scene with him in the costume. I think if you did that, that will blow people's wads, where he gets the costume and he goes to town and we finally see Wolverine in the costume going to town. I don't think they will, because again, I'm cynical. I'm absolutely cynical, and I'm the bear. I said hope, but the hope's like it's here. Like you can barely see it. There's the hope. It's right near the bottom. If someone was smart behind this, they would think of that. Like, what do you need? You need Wolverine kicking some ass, a lot of ass. You need, it's going to be CGI gore, you know it. All of them have been. You need to have that. You need to have, have a scene where he's in the fucking costume doing some shit. Have that be the finale. He's in the costume doing some shit. You're both in costumes. Maybe Deadpool's that. You gotta have a costume. You gotta have a costume, man. I don't do costumes. You gotta have a costume, man. And then that costume's revealed later. body counts in the house, body count. Anyway. But I mean, the costumes they made fun of in the first X-Men movie. Cyclops going, what do you want? What was his line of dialogue? Yellow tights or something? That's why they're all in black. But let's be honest, another reason they're all in black is because of The Matrix. The Matrix came out in 99, and they were all in black. Now, The Matrix influenced a shitload of things, and a shitload of people, and a shitload of movies. The Dread Blade was in black, and that was 98, to be fair, but Matrix had such a huge... I guarantee, like, yeah, now people gotta be dressed in black. I think they deemed that if the guy wore the costume, it would look ridiculous. Which is ironic, because look at Captain America and how they made that costume, and he didn't look ridiculous. If Deadpool can look good in a costume, if Chris Evans can look good in a costume in Captain America movies, I think you can make Hugh Jackman look good in the costume. I think they should do that, because this will be the last time, because he's up there in age. But I don't... A lot of times there's missed opportunities, and I think that will be another one. If it does, I will be fucking surprised. And be like, okay, I give you tip of the hat. But Hugh Jackman, I think he brings a good sense of... I'm not going so far as a pathos, but he's natural in the role. He was born to play Wolverine. Again, I just wish he had a trilogy of movies like Captain America had a good trilogy of movies. Because the first Avenger, I've grown to like more and more. I think that's gotten a bit better with age, for me. The Winter Soldier is wonderful. It's one of the best Marvel films. And Civil War, pretty much Avengers 2.5, I liked it. And Captain America was a badass. So, he had a good trilogy of movies. Some of the best in the Marvel gamut. Especially the past, 15 years. Now, I wish Wolverine had that. But it didn't. Again, of the three, I would say Logan is the best. I think other people would agree with that. I wish the first two were better. Much better. A lot better. But yeah, Hugh Jackman, like I say, he does a good job performance-wise. Costume, they deemed at the too silly, too goofy, blah blah blah. Again, like I said, that's why they made that joke in X-Men 1, where Cyclops, says it, makes fun of it. Listen, the Wolverine, well, if that scene was deleted, that's probably why they deleted it. Nah. Unless it was in a mid-credit. I can't remember. Was the scene deleted or was it in like a mid-credits, after-credits scene? I can't remember. Because I barely remember the Wolverine. Same with anybody else. Because you don't hear anyone else talk about that fucking movie. And in my opinion, for good reason. But, yeah. Hugh Jackman, I'm curious to see what happens with Deadpool 3. That gets my curiosity piqued. At least, if it was here, now it's here. If it was here, now it's a bit here. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I hope this is the exception to the rule. This year has been good for movies. I've been surprised before. I thought I would hate Jordan Peele's Nope. I know a lot of people do. I liked it. I liked the movie. That's actually coming out on Blu-ray in October. I would like to get that. I think October 25th. Or somewhere around there. I would like to get that. Because I liked it. I thought I wouldn't. Okay, Jordan Peele. Cool. So we'll see. But Hugh Jackman, he needed better scripts. Maybe he needed a better handle what the character is, writing-wise. But I do think he had a handle on... Some people disagree. Some people say he should have been much more vicious, much more animalistic, much more angry. And some people say, no, Hugh Jackman didn't do it. I did enjoy his portrayal, though. And it's going to be hard for the next person to when that ultimately does, because they're going to do X-Men, you know they don't do a new Wolverine. When that person comes in, it's going to be a hard act to follow. So, we'll see. But with that said, thanks once again, Gia. Thank you all guys and gals and in-betweens and binaries and non-binaries and non-finaries and numbers and words and all identification numbers possible that people identify with. And identify as a meat popsicle. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.